you will live in the room all the way over there. I'm gonna live in the room all the way over there. Yeah.
All it takes is for one day for him to say, baby, let's cuddle. And you're like, okay.
He gonna get horny one day.
And then he's like,
He'll get horny
come
one day.
closer.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Well,
next thing you know, you got 2 kids. One named Isabella and one named Solomon. Hi there, my name's Elizabeth.
Hey, my name is Ugo.
And welcome to another episode of Youthful Vibes,
Vibes,
where we bring fun and enlightenment to the journey of youth. Before we get started, just want to say shout out to you guys for helping us reach 1,000 subscribers.
Yes, we've crossed that milestone of 1,000 subscribers, and now the goal is 2,000. But that's going to take, we don't know how long it's going to take, but we know we're going to get there. And it's all because of you guys. So thank you.
So if you're watching this video and you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
Comment, share, like,
and join the family. And please feel free to join the conversations. Jump in at any time and leave your comments, and hopefully other people will comment. And if it's really good, we will comment. If it's haters,
really good.
Yeah. Some people will be saying some really crappy stuff. You don't get any response. My others.
I don't think that's good for the fan base, babe. Yeah. Alright, let's dive right into it. Today we are going to be talking about moving, and baby, do you want to shack up with me?
Yeah. We already did. No, but we want to talk about the subject of moving in and try to. This one's a bit sensitive because we have 2 kids, y'all. We have a guy and a girl, and just the whole time we were preparing for this in my mind, I was just thinking, what if my daughter says she wants to move in with a guy? Like, how would I feel? How would I go
one's
about
already
it?
got a machete.
I don't bought a machete. I gotta go buy a gun. But anyway, so this we want to try to be as neutral as possible. Just help you make your decisions and help you. I'll get some perspective and have a few things to think about while you're considering this in your relationship.
Right. So we're gonna dive right into it. We're gonna be talking about reasons why people move in together, and the first reason is we're in love.
Yes, the feeling of when you're absolutely in love with somebody and you just wonder to yourself, if you love them so much and they love you so much, then
why not?
Why not move in together? And
well, let me tell you something. The feeling of love is fleeting, okay? Now, you work on love each and every single day in your relationship. However, making emotional decisions can be one that will backfire on you. Okay? So if you're feeling like we're in love, we love each other so much, we want to move in together, first, talk to somebody else and have your friends talk some sense into you.
And I hate that she makes it sound like the feeling of love is fleeting. Like, oh my gosh,
I still love him.
Like you're doomed to.
It's a conscious decision you make each and every single day.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it that way. I wouldn't say it's fleeting. Like you're doomed if you're in love. Don't trust your feelings.
You're doomed
of
if
love.
you're not.
You're doomed. It's fleeting. Give it time, and your love will flee.
Well, I mean, okay. If not, then why are people always like, we just fell out of love? You don't just fall out of love.
Yeah, but nobody really thinks that their relationship will be the one that's going to be ranked as fallen, or will feel like they'll be the ones to fall out of love. I mean, everyone always thinks that their feelings of love will last forever. But anyway, I just will put it that way. But aside that, what we're saying here is make sure you're talking to somebody else, and it's not just a decision you're making because you are deeply in love with somebody.
Especially when you've only been dating them for a month.
Even if it's 10 years.
10 years? Yeah, it's 10 years and he ain't put a ring on it. There's a conversation that needs to be had.
Exactly. We're not talking about moving in at that point. If he hadn't put a ring after 10 years, that's a different. He needs deliverance. So he needs.
You need deliverance.
Yeah, well, both of y'all need deliverance. So the next reason people use or people give for moving in together is considering moving in together as the next logical step because you've been dating for so long. Because you've been dating for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, say, hey, baby, we've been dating for so long. I think it's time for me to give you my keys and have you move in with me.
And then they do some cheesy thing like putting it in your coffee cup.
Exactly, putting in your bread when you're about to eat it.
Yikes, that sounds like some teeth lost. Okay.
But yeah, so it's logical, it makes sense, but we feel like that's not a very strong reason, only because you can date someone we did it for about 1 year and 3 months, and then moved into talking about marriage and stuff. So the length of time that you've dated someone is not a strong enough reason to want to justify moving in with them.
Right.
If for anything, it should justify making a decision whether or not you want to move forward and marry them,
right,
or not moving in with them. So that's reason number 2.
Yeah. And with this one, a lot of people will say, we fit together well on paper, so why not see if we fit together living together? And usually people use this as a test, and more often than not, it's a failed attempt. The third reason that people use is that they want to see what it's like to live together before being married, or they're like, we're about to get married, so how about you just move in? I just popped the ring on that sucker. You might as well move into the house.
We're engaged now and everything, so let's just move in together. Kind of jump the gun, essentially, and do a trial, a simulation, essentially, before we really commit. And what we think about that is, it's just a way for, okay, I think I'm going to speak to the guy's perspective, and then you can talk to the girls. Or we can just, switch, what do you call, swap? What do you call swap? Mm-hmm. What swap? Swap. Flip flop?
No, I don't like flip floppers.
Whatever. So the point is, it's a way to avoid commitment, in the sense that it's a way to get the benefits of the security of marriage without really making the commitment of being married.
Right.
And for the ladies, and here I am flopping to the ladies' side, it kind of works against you if you think about it, because if you give him all the goodies and you let him enjoy the benefits of what he would get in marriage, with hopes that you're gonna give him like a preview of what's to come, you potentially could delay that because of over
familiarity, which I was going to talk about next. Yes, he just literally hit on that point. So you risk over familiarity because then they have certain expectations, and hubby will say you don't glitter as shiny when you are over familiar with the person.
Yes, when you're too available, you lose your luster. Like you're no longer as, oh my gosh, So for the life of everything that you love, nobody is in their best behavior when they know they're being observed closely, So it's not a true test of how life will be in marriage.
Yeah. Or you move in together and you realize that you really don't like the way that she meshes the toothpaste.
And that's a problem. It would have been a problem though you'd have conquered if you were married before you moved in together. But if you moved in together before you get married, now you don't ruin that, because now he can be like, thank goodness we did this, because
every morning I have to fix the toothpaste before I put toothpaste on my toothbrush.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. So you can potentially kill it before there was an it. So that was a good one, wasn't it?
The fourth reason that people use to move in together is that it will save us money. There's no point in having 2 apartments, 2 set of utility bills, 2 set of water bills, 2 set of Comcast, Xfinity, DirecTV, whatever it is you use. Why don't we just move in together and save some money? Well, let me tell you why not.
Well, actually, before she ruined this for you, I do want to say that this one's pretty logical, actually. I mean, if you love somebody and you guys are together and you feel like there's a future in it, why pay 2 bills, right? Like, why not come together, live together, and only pay 1 bill? Higher bill, but maybe it'll be easier. Or maybe the guy's working or the girl's working, so they have a little more liquidity or a little more cash.
And you get to save, build your savings, save for your dream wedding.
Save for your wedding, and
if there is one.
Mm-hmm. Wow. You have this gloom and doom thing going today. Yeah, no, this was a bit challenging because it makes sense. It makes logical sense, But again, refer to the other points that we've made, because you are giving something up by making this step. And most of the time, people rush it. People rush into making the decision, and then it comes across to be something that affects them negatively, and all of a sudden the money that you thought you were going to save becomes nothing in comparison to everything else you've lost by making the decision.
Right. And like hubby said, this is a logical decision. So you're thinking, yes, we're going to save money. However, you have to look at it also from an emotional standpoint. We are not perfect human beings. We are a work in progress. So if you are someone that is working on certain aspects of your life, especially like the emotional aspect, and you bring that brokenness into a relationship, you can end up actually doing more harm than good and breaking it before you're actually able to build it. So that's why in this step you need to make sure that you take caution, that you don't just look at the fact that it is a logical step, but look at the fact that are we ready to put two individuals that are a work in progress together in one space? How is that going to affect us?
If I were to argue for the other side, I'd say, but that's what marriage is, essentially.
Well, yeah, that's what marriage is. But in marriage, you know what you're getting yourself into. The point here is for you to ask those questions and make sure that you're ready to take that and work that through. Because like you said, you don't have the marriage commitment.
The security, exactly. Yeah. It's all about the sequencing things so that you make sure that you have. It's cool, okay, to work through all those things, but work through them in the security of a marriage instead of trying to experimentally discover things that
because I mean, there's nothing to tie you down. You can say this is too much and say, you know what, I'm out. I mean, people can do that in a marriage too, but in a marriage you're more likely to say, I want to make this work, versus in just a relationship. There are plenty of fishes in the sea, or fish in the sea.
Fishes, because there's different kinds.
No, if
you
look
fish,
at,
you say fish if it's the same kind. You say fishes.
Okay.
There's tall women, there's short women, there's black women, there's white women, there's Caucasian women, there's white.
Caucasian is
white.
Yeah.
There's Mexican, there's red, yellow, Hispanic, Latino. It's for guys. Anyway, the point is, Asian. I like me some Asian women.
Why didn't you marry an Asian woman?
What? You're half Asian sometimes.
How does that even make sense? How am I half Asian? Alright, so just a few final points. The simulation of living together is not the same as the real thing. People will be on their best behavior, especially when they know that the arrangement has a goal at the end of it, or there's a milestone that they're trying to reach.
It's like saying, it's a funny one. It's like, you can go, so one of my cousins, one of my brothers, really, really close, a cousin of mine, and he says that you know that you're really in a relationship when the woman farts in front of you.
Oh gosh.
And it's like, I've heard this over and over. You know, like, women can play angel for, you can live together. They're like, oh my gosh, she's so perfect. She does not fart. Let me tell you, brother. You know, so like, as long as there's an end in sight, people can put up with things that are not. There's another one. One of our close couple friends that live here in Florida as well. The guy was complaining. He said that for as long as they dated, the girl was so into running and into running marathons and into running races and stuff. For as long as they dated, the moment they got married, all of a sudden the interest went. Why? Because
but they weren't living together.
They weren't living together. The point is, as long as there's a milestone to be achieved, people can put up with a lot of stuff just to cross that milestone. When they cross that milestone, so you're living together and you think, oh my gosh, she's going to be all the time. Wait till you get married and there's no longer a big and they're looking at you married forever.
So is there something that I did that, you know?
We're not going to hash that out stuff here on camera. But I got a list, y'all. I have a list.
Anyway, so essentially you have to think of it like a probationary period at work, okay? You come in and they're like, you're hired. There's a 90-day probationary period. Those 90 days, you are on time to work. Your patients love you. Your customers love you. Like, you sharpen the pencils. You close out, your desk is clean. Everything is perfect. Those 90 days are over. You're supposed to be at work at 8 o'clock, 8:15.
It starts to split, 8:05. Like, no, I won't do it again. 8:10. I won't do it again. 8:15. 8:30. And one time, 10 o'clock. You know?
And then they can't even find your desk.
Exactly. You done moved it home. but yeah, don't. But the point is, don't get deceived. Like the simulation of living together is not the same thing as the real thing. All right. The next point here that I want to say in summary is, if you are looking to keep your sexual purity, and this is a big point, Isabella, listen. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Moving in together with a guy, ladies, just that's out the window. So already, if that's your goal, if you're like, oh my gosh, I want to keep myself to marriage, yeah, and you want to move together to save money, just know that that's not gonna. You know, he might say, oh, you will live in the room all the way over there. I'm gonna live in the room all the way over there. Yeah.
All it takes is for one day for him to say, baby, let's cuddle, and you're like, okay.
He gonna get horny one day.
And then he's like, baby, come closer.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Well,
next thing you know, you got 2 kids. One named Isabella and one named Solomon.
I did not do that, by the way. I didn't do that. Wow.
I'm just kidding. We were married. Like, you can check their ages. They're about to be 3 and 5. We were well into our marriage.
We were married for 7. Okay, so oh, you're silly. Okay.
So this one got said to me before we got married, and it's like, baby, don't you want to test it before you drive it? Whoa there. Okay.
I didn't need testing.
Yikes. Nor did I test it, okay? Nor did I test it.
She tried to.
Whoa. No. Nope.
Lucked up.
With what? Chains and bolts? Anyway, people say test it before you drive it because they're like, you want to know what you're getting into. But let's be quite honest. The sex that you have before you get married is not the same sex you have when you get married.
Yes.
Sometimes it's even more mind-blowing, and sometimes...
when did you have that one with who?
Not with you. I've only been married to one person.
The one that went...
No.
Okay.
We're going...
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying, because...
7 years later, baby, it's still hot.
Yeah, because when we throw down, we throw down.
Yeah, they didn't need to know that, but I'm just saying, just because you test it doesn't mean that what you tested is what you're going to get after you put the ring on it or all that, whatever.
Yes,
yeah.
And the truth still is, there's some work required in maintaining your romantic levels, keeping things high after you get married. But prior to marriage, the things you're doing are illegal, and inherently there's some excitement to things that are illegal. But that simulation of living together, thinking that how things are in that setting is how it's going to be when you really do get married, is false. Because when you get married, now the work starts. Now you have to become thoughtful. Now you have to woo. Now you have to do a little more work than you had to when you lived together casually. So it's again, in our opinion, while it makes sense to think you get tested before you what?
Drive it.
Before you drive it. Test it before you drive. How do you test it without driving it?
Like, test it before you buy it.
Okay,
really.
buy it, exactly. So that makes more sense. Test it before you buy it.
So it's like a test drive.
Yes, test drive it before you buy it. While that makes sense logically, just remember that the test drive and the actual routine everyday driving.
Yeah. Because let me tell you something. First of all, you buy the car, it depreciates when you get it off the parking lot, and then after an umpteen amount of miles. I'm not depreciating. I'm just saying, like,
What's your analogies? Like I said, oh my god.
So before we close it out, here are a couple of questions to ask yourself, okay? What if you move in and it doesn't work out? Then what happens?
It hurts more. It hurts a lot more because you've given up a lot more of yourself.
Yeah. And then what do you have to lose, or what do you have to gain from moving in together?
And can your relationship thrive and still be strong without you moving in together? You can have a strong and amazing relationship living separately and reduce the amount of, there's still going to be emotional pain just in case, if things don't work out. But it's a different level if you're already simulating marriage, if you're already simulating life together. You're already thinking, ooh, he's perfect when he wakes up in the morning, or ooh, he can do no wrong, and then things don't work out. Like, the hurt is a lot more.
You sound like you're speaking from personal experience.
I've only really moved into... Okay. Okay. Anyway, remember.
I'm about to go find out some secrets, y'all.
Yes. Like, comment, subscribe. Hey, let us know what you think. Drop your comments below. Please share your thoughts. Share with us. Share with others as well. What do you think about this? Will you allow your kids to move in with somebody? What do you think about moving in with a guy or a lady? Let's know your thoughts.
All right. Ta-ta. Thank you for watching. Remember, there are many reasons that people move in together. What's yours?
What kind of ending is that?
What? You already closed. What did you want to say? Bye-bye. Odaro. How do you say bye?
Alright, I said bye.
Adiós. Hasta luego. Hasta mañana. Hasta la vista.